the work is already done, so, you know. Calvin.
So much stuff that's out there that we
Boom,
just don't know
nice to
about.
meet you. That's my cameraman. Say hi, Sean. So you're basically buying the whole thing, all 4 floors, right? You can rent it out if you don't have a business that you want to open down here, or you have a business but you want to rent out the other 3 bedrooms for Airbnb, or, you know, because we're so close to the airport and stuff. But yeah, you can do whatever you want, but you own all 4 floors of each unit. How much it costs? So right now we bought this for $1 million. Yeah, and then we're right now at 5.2 million, and I think we're probably another 1.2, 1.3 to finish this side. This is mostly completed. We're just waiting on power, and you'll see in the back here, like we had to run power from like half a block down that way to here. We're increasing the power usage. It was used to be a mini mart here and a little house here that we rented out and had a squatter in there. I offered him $10,000 move out, but he didn't want it, and he just waited and waited, and then eventually Cynthia Melton from Dimensional Law kicked him out with the sheriff, and I'm like, man, I don't get sometimes what people are going through. And JJ is the guy that's here every day, checking on the site, making sure, you know, so he's the main guy. The best part is you have the Blue Angels like flying right over you too, so.
But you have no rooftop to see them.
You see out your window. No, this one right here. This is your best view right here. Oh, there you go. This is the fun part of living here. The fire-rated windows, I mean, I didn't even know I needed that. And then when the city told me, oh, now you need that, you know, I think it tripled my window package. My MHA fee was $165,000. So that's your mandatory housing, that when you do RSL, LR zoning, NC zoning in Seattle, you pay an additional fee to go to the affordable housing fund, you know, that they call it. But so based on the neighborhood, price per square foot is different. So here it's pretty cheap. $165,000 for based on the square footage of the building. If you went up to Capitol Hill, Ballard, that much for 3 townhouses and over here. So be careful when you're buying that kind of zoning. Calculate that, have your architect calculate that and let you know so you can factor that into your budget. My team and I, for doing this size of a project, this complicated type of project, and us just learning on the way and dealing with everything that has gone on from this project, from the start of construction, all of them not giving up. I think that's the most proudest that we can be, and just trying to get through this project to get to the finish line, put some bodies in here, and you know, so yeah, this will be a common area that if anything happened, the HOA will take care of it. And that's the other thing about when you do a project like this size, it's called something called a SIP, which they give you up to 90% approved, or 60% first, you gotta get that approved. Then you can work on your building permit. And then you can work in parallel with the building permits and the SIP. And then the last 10% is like, we've been working with the city to get the last 10% to 100% approval. And one of the things that they wanted me to do was give like a 5-feet alley dedication and a couple easements that has been on the title for a long time that was owned by Safeway and Sprint. And I'm like, how do I even go find the people to talk to about, you know? So have my land use attorney. So we are shooting for 900 to $1 million, depending on the size. And you know, the corner units, like they have 3 garage doors, whereas so the corner units, I feel like gives you a little bit more exposure, a little bit more. And some has a balcony, some don't. Definitely have no rooftop because you don't want a plane to, you know, I mean, the plane gets really low. We didn't put triple pane windows. We did have to put fire rated windows, which is godly expensive. I mean, I think my window package alone is like $300,000. So the zoning is like NC 55, which initially when I bought this in 2019, I was like, okay, maybe do a commercial and apartment above, right? But the city was like, no, because you're too close to that bridge, you're too close to the train tracks and you're too close to the airport, and they're like, that's not a good idea, or that's not a good idea, they didn't allow it. So I was thinking like self-storage, but it's just too small of a space, and I could, that building didn't want to sell. And then, of course, then you hit COVID, and I'm like, not office space, that probably wouldn't work. So I went this route thinking that the permitting would be quicker, but that was not the case. I mean, it took me, obviously, took me 4 years, three and a half years, because you have to go through, like administrative design review. Your neighbors got to comment on everything about what you do. And and the other thing about a project this size is the city decides what they want you to, how you design the exterior. Like, she's like, oh no, well, we decided that that's not necessary. We just need you to do, some other line items that they wanted, but it's just crap like that, that you're thinking like, you couldn't tell me that like 3 months ago, or, you hire a company that does environmental phase 1, and then if it's like critical, like they find something, then you go into phase 2, phase 3, and the more phase you go to, you might want to back out of the deal. I don't know. I think it's similar, except the bump outs. Some have decks and some don't have a deck, so this one is different. Still 2-bedroom, 1 bath up here, but no deck. So then that's where the pricing will be different. You have a deck or you don't have a deck. We looked at different options during COVID. We bought this during COVID. This could have been an office space, and of course, during that time, like no one was working in the office. We didn't go with that route. We could do apartments because we're pretty close to the bridge here and the airport, and also the railroad track right on the other side. So all those things combined, it didn't allow us to do it. And then we also thought that doing the live work route would be quicker for permitting, but that also took us like 3 years to get. But we're pretty happy about how this is turning out. So excited to see who end up being the buyers for these type of units.